Okay, so it stopped recording on me. So A, there's not enough information to determine if the triangles are similar because we would need information about at least one pair of corresponding angles or more information about the side lengths of the triangles. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to do B again. It says, assume the line containing AB is parallel to the line containing BC. With this information, can you say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle A prime or AB prime C prime? So if these two are parallel, okay, that means that this angle here equals this angle here. And this angle here equals this angle here. And they share this one at the top. So because of angle-angle criterion, we can say yes, these two angles are, or these two triangles are similar. So if BC is parallel to B prime C prime, then triangle ABC is similar to triangle AB prime C prime. Both triangles share angle A. Another pair of equal angles are angle A B prime C prime and angle ABC. They are equal because of corresponding angles of parallel lines. So, by angle-angle criterion, triangle ABC is similar to triangle AB prime C prime. Alright, given that triangle ABC is similar to triangle AB prime C prime, determine the length of side AC. Okay, so just like before, we're going to look at our diagram. And when we're determining a length, we have to use the two sides that are given. So CB and C prime B prime, it gives us those lengths. So we're going to start with that. And we always start with the new length. So the distance from C prime, B prime, compared to the distance from C to B equals the distance from AC prime to AC. AC prime, where you're looking for that one. Okay, so the distance from C prime, B prime is 2, and the distance from C to B is 8. The distance from A to C we don't know, so that's what we're, A to C prime. We're solving for A to C prime, so X, and the distance from A to C is 6. So again, cross multiply, cross products, so 8 times X, so 8X equals 2 times 6, so 8X equals 12. We want to solve for X. This is multiplication, so to get rid of the 8, we divide by 8. Opposite of multiplication is division, so we get X equals 1.5. So side AC prime equals 1.5. Okay. Down here on D it says given that triangle ABC is similar to triangle A prime or AB prime C prime, determine the length of side AB. Okay, so same thing as this, we're going to use the originals given. So the distance from C prime B prime over the distance from C to B equals, okay, and now we're solving for side AB. That's not the new one, it's the original. So we're solving, so we know the distance from A, B prime, and we're solving for the distance from A to B. So we know this is 2 over 8 from here. We know the distance from A to B prime is 2.7. And we're solving for the distance from A to B, so I'm going to call that y. Again, cross products, you're going to cross multiply. So 2y equals 8 times 2.7. So 2y equals 21.6. Did I do that right? Yep. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2, so y equals 10.8. So the side AB equals 10.8. Okay. So let's look at example 2. Hopefully it won't die on me. In the diagram below, you have triangle ABC and triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Use this information to answer AC. So it gives us angle A in both of them is 59. Angle B in both of them is 92. So because of the information given, we know that they are similar because they have two angles, two pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. So triangle ABC is similar to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime because there are two pairs of corresponding angles that are equal in measure. Angle A equals angle A prime, which is 59 degrees. Angle B equals angle B prime, which is 92 degrees. Okay, so given that these two triangles are similar, determine the length of side AC. So we look at the diagram. AB and A prime, B prime are given, so we're going to start with those. So the distance from A prime, B prime compared to the distance from A to B equals the distance from A prime, C prime to the distance of A to C. And AC is given right here. Okay, AC is 6.1. So now I'm just going to plug in for these. So the distance from A to B prime is 5.12 over 3.2 equals the distance from A to C prime is what we're solving for, and the distance from AC is 6.1. So cross multiply, cross products. So 3.2x equals 5.12 times 6.1. So 3.2x equals let me make sure I typed that in. 5.12, 6.1, 31.232. Divide both sides by 3.2. X equals 9.76. So side A prime, C prime equals 9.76. There's no units provided, so we just leave the 9.76. We're going to do the same thing for side BC. We don't have that length, but we know up here that C prime, B prime is 8.96, so we're going to do the same thing. So the distance from A prime, B prime, over the distance from A to B equals the distance from B prime, C prime, over the distance from B to C. So the distance from A to B again is 5, or A prime, B prime is 5.12. The distance from A to B is 3.2. The distance from B prime to C prime, up in the triangle, it shows us that it is 8.96 over, and I'm just going to put a y here, a variable. Again, we're going to do cross products, cross multiply. So 5.12y equals 3.2 times 8.96. So 5.12y equals, I'm going to multiply this out, 3.2 times 8.96 equals 28.672. Divide both sides by 5.12. Y equals 5.6. So we start solving for the distance from B to C. So the distance from B to C equals 5.6. Number 3, in the diagram we have triangle ABC and triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Use the information to answer the question below. Based on the information given, is triangle ABC similar to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime? Explain. Okay, so it shows us that these two angles are congruent. So if we translated it, they would share the same measure. So then we have to determine if these two sides are in proportion to each other. So the distance from A prime, B prime to the distance to A to B, does that equal the distance from B prime, C prime over the distance from B to C? So I'm just going to plug in the numbers I have. Okay, so the distance from A prime, B prime is 10.58 over the distance from A to B is 5.3. Does that equal the distance from B prime, C prime, 11.66, over the distance from B to C, 4.6? So what you do is you would just divide that. 10.58 divided by 5.3, so 1.996 something. 11.66 divided by 4.6, 2.53. They are not equal. So they do not have a scale factor that dilates them equally. So because that happens, they are not similar. So triangle ABC is not similar to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, because corresponding sides do not have equal ratios or scale factor.